Academy, we have a very different video for you all today. Very exciting. We are going to rank the freaking MCU movies, okay? Tons of hype. There's 23 total movies, as you guys know. It took me hours to get these rankings down. It was so hard to pick. All right, we're gonna go through these quick so we're not here forever, and I'll give you a little explanation why. I got my Cap shirt on. Let's do a little hype video first. What's poppin', Funko Pop Academy? Hope everyone's having a phenomenal day. It is going to be a fun video here for you guys today. So before we start, two things. You've probably seen the title of the giveaway, which we'll get to in a second. But first, huge shout out to fellow member of the Academy, Tyler. He gave me this idea. He said you should go through the rankings of the MCU movies. And I've always talked with friends and discussed like my favorites and like ranked them kind of, but I've never really sat down and gone through them each, and I thought that'd be fun to do and for fun for you guys to share maybe your thoughts as well. So thank you, Tyler, for giving us this awesome idea, and here is the details to the giveaway. So I'm not gonna tell you guys what exactly it is yet. Actually, it's kind of still TBD right now, so you know what, I'll just tell you guys right off the bat. So the giveaway, guys, is going to be a Marvel mystery box. Okay, it's gonna be fun. I have a lot of Marvel products, as you guys know, huge Marvel fan, got tons of pops. There'll be a pop in there, at least one, maybe two, some other Funko Marvel stuff. I'm not gonna tell you guys what, but it'll be a fun Marvel. If you're a Marvel fan, which is probably why you're clicking on this video, it'll be fun for you. It'll just be a tons of Marvel merch, you know, collectibles, whatever it is. I don't even know yet, I just have a ton of Marvel stuff. So I'll put together a mystery box for a random winner. It is very simple to enter the giveaway. All you gotta do is like this video, number one. Make sure you're subscribed to us here at Funko Pop Academy. We're getting close to 10K, and when we hit 10K, there's gonna be even a bigger giveaway, but this is kind of a pre-hype one. And lastly, all you gotta do is comment down below something about these movies. Give me your favorite MCU movie. Give me your top 5 MCU movies. Give me all 23 if you wanna spend the time to list. I don't care, just list either your favorite one, your top 5, your top 3, or all 23, your top 10, I don't care. List something about your favorite, so like, subscribe, list those. You're entered to the giveaway. We'll give it about a week or so, and we'll pick someone to win this amazing Marvel mystery box, package, whatever thing. It's gonna be good, don't worry. That's that. But now, let's get into these rankings, guys. This was fun to do, so I'll spend a little bit more time in the top, like, 10-ish, but I'll kind of just go through the bottom of it. First, number 23 on the list. We'll get through this one quick. Incredible Hulk. Not a huge fan of it. Wasn't a huge fan of Edward Norton as the Hulk, honestly. It just is very forgotten, really. You know, there's never really any mention of it. I like Mark Ruffalo a lot more. Number 23, it just doesn't almost feel like a part of the MCU, so that's why it's number 23. Next, number 22, we have Thor: The Dark World. So, the Thor movies aren't really that well appreciated outside of Ragnarok, which is understandable. I've honestly only seen The Dark World twice. I've seen a lot of more MCU movies, like at least 5 times, on it, 3, 4, 5 times. So it's one I should probably rewatch. I was excited for the Dark Elves, and there's some parts of the movie I like, but overall it just really was not. It's definitely towards the bottom of the list. It might even be worse than Incredible Hulk. I just like Thor a little bit more than Hulk, that's why it's above that one for me. So, not too high on the list for me. Number 21, we have the first Thor. Now this one honestly wasn't a bad first movie. I knew nothing about Thor watching this movie. I had no idea what was going on. It was the very beginning of the MCU. You know, I knew Iron Man and Cap, but I didn't really know much about Thor, honestly. And I enjoyed it, but like I said, there's so many MCU movies and so many of them are so good that that's why it falls so down the list. But honestly, not that bad of a movie, but just for Thor, he's one of my favorites, but compared to other origin movies for first-time heroes, you know, I liked a lot more, so Thor, not so much. Number 20, guys, we have the fun one of Iron Man 2. Now, the first Iron Man was awesome. It's what started the MCU, as we know. It's awesome. I love the first Iron Man. But the sequel was just nothing great about it. I mean, we got Robert Downey Jr., always great, and it's Iron Man. But for a follow-up to the first Iron Man, we were expecting so much more. Not a huge fan of that one. That honestly almost fell even further, but number 20 for Iron Man 2. And number 19 is actually Iron Man 3. So I couldn't really pick which one I liked more. I like Iron Man 3 a little bit more, but see, this was right after the Avengers, and that's when a lot of people just jumped on the MCU hype train because that movie was amazing and revolutionized what we know as superhero movies, okay? So Iron Man 3 was the follow-up. You know, we were right after the Avengers, and I was so excited for that movie. Hated how they handled the Mandarin. Hated it, hated it, hated it. There's parts of the movie that were good. The kid was alright. I'm glad he showed up later on in Endgame. But overall, I like Iron Man 3 a teeny bit more than Iron Man 2. But honestly, for the Iron Man trilogy, I wish it was way better. We're never going to get Iron Man 4, which stinks. But, I mean, he was good in all the other movies. Just Iron Man 2 and 3 are just very frustrating because Iron Man's such a central, amazing character. And I really just did not like Iron Man 3 or 2. Next one we'll get into is number 18. This one should get more justice, but it's just there's so many good Marvel movies. That's Captain America: The First Avenger. So honestly, I really enjoyed that movie. Love Red Skull in it. Love myself some Chris Evans. The Cap trilogy is easily the best of Iron Man, Thor, and Cap, which we'll get into later. But The First Avenger, it was good. It was a little bit boring when I first saw it. I liked it more the second time I went back and rewatched it. But overall, it's a good movie. It's just there's so many better beginning solo movies for other characters, just more enjoyable. I'm not a huge fan of ones that take place in the past and stuff. I really like the present timeline. Captain Marvel did a good job of taking place in the past, but this one, Captain America, was years and years ago, so I just not a huge fan of that, honestly. So that's probably why it's lower on my list, and not a big fan of war movies in general. But it's a good movie, but number 18. Number 17, guys, is Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Now, this is one that I think a lot of people might even have in the top 10. I love the Guardians, and I really love the first one, which we'll get to later on. It's higher in these rankings for sure. I didn't love the second one. The first time I saw it in theaters, I enjoyed it. It was a good popcorn flick for me. I rewatched it before Infinity War and Endgame was coming out on both, so I've seen it 3 times now, and I love Baby Groot. But outside of that, guys, I honestly, like, the ego stuff was okay. I love freaking Yondu, okay. I love the Mary Poppins scene. I don't know, I was kind of getting bored through it. I didn't love it as much as the first one. It's a good sequel, but it just fell down the rankings for me, so that's gonna be number 17. Number 16, guys, we have Avengers: Age of Ultron. So, good popcorn flick, that's really it. All the other Avengers movies are 10 out of 10s in my book. The second one was a little bit of a letdown. It was still good. I liked Scarlet Witch's introduction. I liked Quicksilver was alright. But Ultron just was not handled right. It could have been way better because the first Avengers was so good, and it's hard to follow up a good sequel to, like, you know, a very good beginning movie. But it's just, I don't know, I just really didn't love it. It's a good popcorn flick, like I said. Like, if you sit down and you're bored one night, it's good to watch it. But compared to the other MCU movies, it fell down the list. So that's gonna be number 16 for me. So now we're gonna enter into the top 15 of these rankings. I'll try to speed up a little bit. We're taking some time here. But number 15 is Black Panther. So honestly, not much to say about it. I enjoyed the movie. The CGI at the end was horrible. Loved T'Challa. It was a good movie. No really complaints on it. It's just, we get into this thing. We have so many freaking Marvel characters with solo movies, and there's so many good origin stories that Black Panther, I think, was definitely overhyped a little bit. People treat it like it's like a top 5, top 10 movie. Doesn't quite get there for me. I do love the movie. It's just there's other movies I put ahead of it. Number 14, we have Captain Marvel. So that was Captain Marvel was about how I thought it would be. A lot of people were a little bit concerned with it. I love the character. I actually like Brie Larson. A lot of people don't like her. I think she does good as Captain Marvel. I like the movie. No complaints. Not top 10 for me, like I said, because there's so many other movies. But I really did enjoy Captain Marvel. I thought they did a fantastic job with the story. Brie Larson did awesome. I loved myself some Nick Fury. Okay, Talos was awesome. Loved Goose. Really no complaints. I enjoyed the movie. It was good. I'm looking forward to the sequel. And I liked how they tied her into Endgame and everything. I thought they did a good job. So Captain Marvel is number 14 on the list. Number 13, now this is a Marvel series movie, whatever you want to call it, that I don't think gets enough love. And number 13 is going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp. So I'm a huge fan of Ant-Man. I love Paul Rudd, definitely one of my favorite characters in the MCU. Absolutely I loved the first Ant-Man, which we'll get into. It's even higher in the ranking. The sequel was very good. Not as good as the first in my book. This is one that's very interesting to discuss because some people either like just kind of on the first one and love the second one, or vice versa. I liked them both. I thought Wasp was awesome in the second one. I liked Ghost, wasn't amazing but good, and Paul Rudd is just awesome. It's a very enjoyable movie. Wasn't quite as good as the first one, but I did really love Ant-Man and the Wasp, and it was tough to rank the Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man and the Wasp for me personally, but since Ant-Man's my favorite character, that kind of moved it up. But it was really hard to order those. It was like, they were all like scattered together, 15 through 13 there, but that was how I did it at Ant-Man and the Wasp at number 13. Number 12, another one that kind of reminds me of Ant-Man with 1 and 2 and how people view the movies. And number 12 is going to be Spider-Man: Far From Home. So, absolutely love Spidey in the MCU. We'll get into more of that when we get to Homecoming, which I also have ranked higher on the list. Tom Holland's awesome. Love the second one. I like how they incorporated Iron Man's still in it even though he's dead. And I also like how they showed the beginning with the blip and everything. I've actually only seen Far From Home once. I absolutely love Mysterio. Jake Gyllenhaal was awesome. The action was good. It was a very different Spider-Man story than what we're used to. I loved the ending. I absolutely loved it. I didn't like it as much as Homecoming, but I still think Far From Home was awesome. I have really no complaints for it, but this was also one that at least my friend group and I see online kind of viewed it that, you know, people that didn't like Homecoming really liked Far From Home, or people that loved Homecoming didn't like Far From Home. I personally like them both. I like Homecoming a little bit more, but I thought Far From Home was a awesome follow-up. It was the perfect movie to come after Endgame because you're kind of like left like, oh my god. I thought they did perfectly with that. I love Far From Home, so that's coming in at number 12. And number 11, guys, maybe a little bit of controversy here because some people might want this in like the top 5, top 10 at least, but it was really tough to rank here now, guys, because all these movies are just honestly like 10s in my book. Actually, honestly, from like 13, 14 on, they're like 10s almost. So number 11 is Iron Man 1. So it started the MCU. It's an amazing movie. I love it. One of the best origin stories for any superhero out there. Okay, I loved Iron Man, and like I said, it catapulted all this huge universe none of us could have ever expected. Just as this other movies I enjoyed more. And there's a few coming up after Iron Man. You guys are gonna be like, oh my god, I can't believe he put that in front of Iron Man. But it's just personal preference of the character that I really enjoyed and their origin stories. I loved Iron Man. I'll never forget when I went to see it in 2008 with my buddy, and I never would have envisioned this universe that started off, and it's still gonna be one of the best MCU movies. It just missed the top 10 for me. I had to be honest on this list, guys, okay? I know a lot of people probably have an issue with that, but that's my list. Number 10, guys. All right, now I don't think people are gonna like this, but I love this character, okay? Number 10, Doctor Strange. I was blown away when I first saw the visuals. I love the story. I knew nothing about Stephen Strange, guys. Nothing. Okay, I love Benedict was awesome. I hadn't seen him in much, but I liked him. Wong was awesome in the movie. I thought Ancient One was awesome. Dormammu was alright. It was funny. It was great action. I loved the character. It was just a very different superhero movie, and something that I really didn't think I was going to be interested in. I went to see it opening night still just because I always have to be the opening night for these new movies. But I knew nothing about the character. I usually know something at least. I'll do it like Captain Marvel I didn't really know anything about, but at least I read about her a little bit before the movie. But like Doctor Strange I just went in totally not knowing anything. And I was blown away. I love the movie. Some people definitely just think it's like an average movie at best. I thought it was awesome. I am pumped for that sequel, Multiverse of Madness, guys. It's gonna be crazy. We just got Sam Raimi detached. It's just Tobey Maguire, Mike Trump. I don't even know what to say. I love Doctor Strange. That made it to the top 10 for me. Number 9, maybe a little bit controversy on this one too, but honestly, I love the character like I said earlier. Number 9, Ant-Man. Love Paul Rudd, absolutely, okay. Ant-Man was one that a lot of people were overlooking, like, oh god, I don't think that's gonna be any good, and there was getting a lot of controversy going into it. Because people like, this character's kind of stupid. Ant-Man's awesome. I loved him. I love Paul Rudd. I thought they pulled up perfectly. It's a great story, okay? It has great character development. It has a ton of good comedy in it, okay? The action is awesome. It's something different we haven't seen. The only other time we've ever seen anything like Ant-Man is Adam in the Arrowverse, which is obviously a much lower scale of like, you know, graphics and everything. So I love the Ant-Man. It also has a little bit, I have a little bit bias with it because it was one of me and Catherine's first dates we ever went on was to go see Ant-Man. So, you know, a little bit nostalgia for me there. But I love the first Ant-Man. Absolutely no complaints about that movie. I know that's probably not in a lot of people's top 10, but once again, this is my freaking list. So number 9 was Ant-Man. Number 8, guys, we have Guardians of the Galaxy. So absolutely blown away. A lot of people kind of treat it like Ant-Man. When I first came out, like, who are these characters? Star-Lord, Groot, Drax, Gamora, Rocket. They're just like, who are these people? Just a gang of misfits, kind of. And James Gunn just did so good to incorporate this movie to appeal to a general audience. I loved everything about that movie. See, the first one was so good. That's why I was a little bit disappointed with the second one. It was still entertaining, the second one, but I loved the first one, honestly. Like, it was just so good. The comedy, the story, the soundtrack. I think I saw it 3 times in theaters when it came out. I just absolutely love it. I love Chris Pratt, okay? Awesome character. I'm very excited for Guardians 3 when we finally get it, now that James Gunn's coming back. But I'm excited for the future with that, especially if they incorporate Thor more with them. But number 7 for me, Guardians, guys. I don't have one complaint about that movie. I absolutely love that movie. Alright, guys, number 7, okay, another amazing MCU movie, which I actually didn't like as first when I first saw it. It grew on me after rewatching it, is Civil War. So this is overpacked with a lot of heroes. It's still a Captain America movie. It's his 3rd one, obviously. Kind of feels like Avengers 2.5 in a way. They pulled this one off. Civil War is obviously a huge story in the comics. When I first saw it, I enjoyed it, but I wasn't sold totally. I liked it. Spidey was okay, but for some reason, when I rewatched it for a second time and then watched it for a 3rd time, I was like, oh my god, I absolutely love this movie. It definitely wasn't in my top 10 immediately when I saw it. I don't really know why. I think it just took me a few watches to really appreciate the movie, but honestly, Cap has the best trilogy in the MCU. It's not even close. Love Iron Man, love Thor, but the first Cap is decent, but the second one is, we're gonna get to that in a second too, but the third one was great. It's just, absolutely love everything with Civil War, all the characters. They handle it with Infinity War and Endgame so well with all the characters, but like Civil War, they still made it a Captain America story, and they had both sides, and it's like you could see Iron Man's side and Cap's side, and then they had the big airport battle scene, just a warm up for all these other things that were coming in the Avengers 3 and 4, but awesome movie, no complaints on that one either. Alright, we're getting to the top 6 here, guys. This is where it got even tougher. This was a tough enough list, but number 6, we have Thor Ragnarok. Another huge surprise. I mean, I always pronounce his name wrong. Taika Waititi. I can never say it. I know I'm saying it. Taika Waititi. I can't pronounce it. I've tried. It took me forever to be able to say Mjolnir, so it's gonna take me even longer to say his name. Love the Ragnarok. The first Thor was decent. The second one was not too good. This third one was amazing. The action was awesome. Chris Hemsworth, in the comedic side, they brought him to like kind of just further Thor, make him even cooler and better. Just amazing. Hela was awesome in it. Okay. Surtur was cool, wasn't in too much of it, but Loki was awesome in it. Hulk, just Valkyrie, I almost forgot about her. The action scene at the end, oh my freaking god, the Led Zeppelin goes, and oh my god, he gets the thunder. It's just such a 10 out of 10 movie. One of my favorite MCU movies. That's always gonna be in my top 10 no matter how many Marvel movies come out. It's just such a good movie. I have absolutely no complaints. That's actually an 11 out of 10 in my book. I know that's in like the top 1, 2, and 3 of a lot of people's rankings for MCU. I absolutely loved Ragnarok. I'll never say one negative thing about it. It's absolutely perfect. Oh my god, and Korg! We almost forgot Korg! And here we go, guys, the top 5, and man was this tough. Here we go. Number 5, Avengers. That's it, Avengers 1. Amazing movie. It honestly, I liked Marvel, obviously before it was Spider-Man and the Tobey Maguire days, and I loved Iron Man, I liked Cap. But when I first saw the Avengers in theaters, it catapulted this universe. I became a huge Marvel nerd. I loved all the movies, loved the MCU. That's what did it for me. I just couldn't, it's chilling to think about still. That first, I don't care how nerdy it sounds, it's still chilling. Is the first time all these characters are on screen together. I just never seen anything like it in a comic book movie or any other like movie in general. And it catapulted all these other monster universes, the DCEU. You know, none of this, Eddie could have done any of this without the Marvel movie. So number 5 is the Avengers. I'll never forget that one. Loved everything about that movie. Honestly, perfect movie in my book. But it wasn't as good as the 3rd and 4th one, which we'll get into in a second. Alrighty guys, here we go. So we got 4 left to go through, and this was tough. Number 4, which I was surprised by, Spider-Man Homecoming. No complaints. Huge Spider-Man fan. Definitely one of my favorite superheroes of all time, DC or Marvel. Tobey Maguire, I love him to this day. When Tom Holland was first cast, I was excited, but I was a little bit over Spider-Man. I was glad they were going to incorporate him in the MCU, but there was just so much Spider-Man. We had Tobey Maguire for 3 movies, which I loved, then Andrew Garfield, and not even going to touch that, and then we were getting Spider-Man again. So it's kind of like, I don't know how to feel. And I actually didn't see Homecoming right away when it came in theaters. I was like, honestly, I'm just going to wait for a DVD release or Blu-ray, whatever. It's one of the first MCU movies I did that for, just because I was like, I wasn't boycotting, but I was just kind of like, just over Spider-Man. When I finally saw it, I was blown away. Vulture was freaking awesome, Michael Keaton. Tom Holland was amazing as Spider-Man. One of my second favorite. I love Tobey Maguire more, but Tom Holland's awesome. No complaints there. The characters are awesome. The story was awesome. It was very different. It was a very different Spider-Man movie, just like they made Far From Home. And honestly, Vulture is a top 5 villain. That twist, okay, of him being the father, I did not see coming at all. I love the action in it, the way they do the technology, the way they put Iron Man in it, but when they kept showing Tony Stark in the trailers, I was like, oh my god, let Spider-Man have his movie. But honestly, Tony Stark was not in it too much. He was in it just enough as a good mentor to Peter and started to develop that relationship. So Homecoming I don't know, maybe it's not as high as for other people on the list, but honestly, it's one of the most fun superhero movies of all time for me. I love it. Absolutely no complaints, just like these other ones in the top 10. It surprised me too, because I honestly was not that excited for it when it was announced and everything. I was like, I'll see it, but I wasn't as hyped as I was for other movies, just because Spider-Man has had so many movies lately. But it was my biggest surprise of the MCU so far. I can't believe how well they pulled off Homecoming. Top 3, boys and girls, and then we are done. Man, was this tough. Okay, so we have we have Infinity War Endgame, and we have Winter Soldier left. So, number 3, The Winter Soldier. I don't even know how to talk about this movie. It was, besides Homecoming, was my biggest surprise. I couldn't believe how well they pulled it off. Loved everything with Bucky. Loved everything with Cap. It's such a different, it's obviously a superhero movie, but I just love it. A lot of people compare it to The Dark Knight. A little bit I can see that, but everyone in it. Black Widow's awesome in it. Crossbones in it when he comes up. Overall, just the story is easily the best story in any Marvel movie. It's not even close, okay? The fight scenes in it are awesome. I have a huge soft spot for Cap, so obviously he gets a little bit biased there. I forgot Falcon. Falcon's awesome in it too. But not one complaint for Winter Soldier. Just from a story, from the beginning to the end, in any Marvel movie, it doesn't even come close. I mean, it's definitely a more serious Marvel movie. Like, it almost feels like more of like a DC movie where how they take it more seriously and not many jokes. And there was still a little one sprinkled in there and they worked well. But overall, Winter Soldier, always gonna be in the top 1, 2, or 3 for me. So let's get into these top 2. So, it was nearly impossible for me to rank Infinity War and Endgame and which one to put first or second. Because these movies, you can't compare them to other movies. Like, there should just be a separate list because we've never seen anything like it as superhero fans or even just movie fans. It's all these A-list actors, all these A-list superheroes together in one movie. Infinity War and Endgame are both 1 millions out of 10 for me. I love both of them. I just had to get down to really not what I thought was overall a better movie, but what I enjoyed more. Like theater experience, what I loved, when my jaw was just dropped more. So, I'll explain it and we'll get into it. I'd love to hear what you guys liked more because this is, in my friend group, it's very different for everybody. Everyone has, it's just like split half and half. So, number 2, I have Avengers Endgame, okay? Once again, million out of 10. Loved how they wrapped up the universe. I don't know how you build a universe for 10 years and somehow pull it off, the way they did Endgame. The final scene, the final battle, is the best thing I've ever seen in any movie. That scene alone. Just that best superhero scene, best movie scene I've ever seen, okay? Absolutely love it. It was a little bit long, okay? I didn't mind it at first when it was announced because I'm like, this is the last movie really we're getting for a while, like a movie to this magnitude for Marvel, like ever. You know, even when Avengers 5 comes out, that's not gonna live up to the hype of Endgame. A little bit long, but I like the story, I like the time travel. It had a few twists and turns. I love how they handled Cap, I love how they handled Thor. Fat Thor, that took off a point in the beginning. I don't mind it as much now, but I was not a big fan of Fat Thor when I first saw it. Love the snap with Iron Man. Spoilers! It was very different. Type of movie. I think it was different than a lot of people were expecting. We knew time travel was coming, all the leaks and stuff, but they handled that well, all the characters. Loved the quantum realm stuff. Like I said, million out of 10, no complaints there. And I just liked Infinity War a little bit more, so that's what we're gonna get into right now. My number 1 movie out of these 23 freaking MCU movies is Infinity War. Reason being is when I was in the theater, people probably hate me, I probably got out of my chair 10 times screaming. I couldn't believe it. The hype for that movie was just as high as Endgame. I'm not saying there's a scene in Endgame that I disliked, but in Infinity War, every single scene I'm on the edge of my seat. I love. All the action is insane. Okay, when Thor shows up on Wakanda, that is the only freaking scene in these Marvel movies that can come close to that Endgame scene. The hype of that is real, okay? When Cap shows up in the movie in the beginning, when he saves Scarlet Witch and Vision, okay? Love that scene. When he stops freaking Thanos. I love what they did with Thanos in that movie. It was really like I almost introduced it. It was honestly almost Thanos' movie. It was all that. I thought they did amazing with him. Okay. All the characters. I love the stuff on freaking Thanos' planet. I can't remember the name of it right now. But with Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Peter Quill. I love that. I love the beginning scene in New York with Doctor Strange and Spidey and freaking Iron Man, okay? Every part of that movie is just, it's so good. And the cliffhanger they leave. Like what type, movies don't do that anymore. Movies are scared. They don't leave on cliffhangers. We knew the snap was gonna happen. But I just love the uncertainty they left with it. For a year, I was so hyped for Endgame, and it delivered. It's just, no movie has ever left me so eager. Like, that year from when Infinity War ended until Endgame came out, I was just, every piece of news or article I could get, I didn't care if I was gonna spoil, I need to know what was gonna happen. I mean, I didn't want to know what happened in the very, very end, but just anything I could get my hands on. I've never seen a movie do what Infinity War was able to do. It's just absolute perfection. I've watched that movie probably 6 or 7 times now. I have never been bored, do 1 second of it. I can probably watch it another 100 times without getting bored. It just beats Endgame by a teeny bit, just for entertainment purposes. Like, Endgame is very entertaining, but Infinity War is just, it's so freaking good, okay? Not that Endgame's not, I love them both. It's just Infinity War beats it by this much. Alrighty, Academy. So, sorry for being a little bit long. It was tough. We had to rank 23 movies, so it definitely took a little while. It's a little bit long video, but it pays off because there is a giveaway like I told you guys. So make sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, okay? And just comment down below. Let me know your favorite MCU movie, your top 5, your top 10, all 23 of them if you want to list. That's all you gotta do is do those 3 things. You'll be entered for the giveaway Marvel mystery box. It's gonna be fun. Tons of cool little Marvel trinkets in there, okay? And it's gonna be fun. But as always, guys, thank you so much for checking us out here at Funko Pop Academy. If you'd like to argue with these rankings, please do so, okay? It took me a while to rank those. Thanks again to Tyler for recommending this amazing idea. I had fun with this. Maybe I'll do it with other universes or other movies. Maybe I'll do a hype one coming up for the next, Marvel movies and stuff coming out in Phase 4. I'm excited for Phase 4. Let me know what you guys think about that below. I'm PO that Black Widow got pushed back so far, but needed to be with this virus and everything. And I'm excited for the other movies coming out. Really excited for Thor 4 and Doctor Strange 2. Those are gonna be awesome. Until next time, guys. Thanks for getting funky with me. Love you guys. Bye.